education within I think education was one domain which was discussed thoroughly both in school, and within that you have school education and higher education. A lot was discussed, and there were also very specific suggestions, but which we can't at this moment, but I'll try to capture broad points. Enrollment has expanded, this was I think, but across, but learning outcomes remain weak in this state, particularly weak. And there's high dropout after primary and middle schools. And particularly among the boys, the dropout rate is much higher. They join the workforce. There are teacher shortages, and there's infrastructure gaps are high. Also, in fact, even earlier we just came out with the Scheduled Tribes Human Development report. There are language barriers in terms of schools and education, especially among the Adivasi children. That becomes a barrier. And children dropping out due to poor teaching experience or learning experience and insufficient resources is recognized here. Higher education, I think, even though school enrollments have improved, I think there are much bigger gaps in higher education. So there's limited access to higher education in rural and tribal areas, but Jharkhand lags far behind in higher education compared to other states. The gross enrollment ratios of STs and SCs very low, and there's significant difference between STs in Jharkhand and in India. Infrastructure and faculty shortages are quite significant here. Weak research and industry collaboration, this was noted. Also, the focus needs to be shifted to what is called as the least, last and lost, which needs to be prioritized for education, particularly in higher education. And what was also emphasized is that, because the gaps in higher education cannot be filled without focusing on school education. So because there's significant dropping out, and also quality of school education and outcomes are low, that is also continuing to reflect in higher education. So therefore the linkage needs to be strengthened. And also it was highlighted about the implications of the national new education policy and its gender impact. And even though we still have teacher-less classrooms and universities here.